Next, delivering the thesis Beyond the Roman, Why All Grammar School Students Should Learn Latin, please welcome Nathaniel Eckhart.
Relaxed, you amble into the serene atmosphere of your go-to cafe in the morning. You spot your favorite scone sitting in the display case and catch the familiar whiff of your usual coffee. If you sought to order these items from the kind barista behind the counter, how could you make known to her your desires? Gestures? A game of charades? Telepathic ability? Desires require the right communication. We need words. Consider the connections you make with people in daily conversations. From discussing philosophical justice, as described in Plato's Republic, to expressing your appreciation of terrifically colored tulips blooming in March, words create mutual understanding in describing the most important aspects of our world, especially the good, the true, and the beautiful. What language can best connect us on this deeper level? Latin. Though Latin is not one of today's most frequently spoken languages, like English, Mandarin, Hindi, and Spanish, I believe it is universally invaluable. From the moment I first learned Latin, I discovered a passion for its organized paradigms, foundational vocabulary, and age-old maxims. Even so, I understand there are still very fair objections to bringing something that has gone extinct into our own time. The true controversy lies in the plausibility and possibility of translating this piece of the ancient world into the modern world. Latin hails from a deep historical context. It was once the language of a vast empire, a language so widely spoken, written, and read that more than half the world was united in its culture. Children all over the Roman Empire would study the conjugations and declensions with their private tutors as they read simple Latin stories to grow their vocabulary, something to which surviving texts we have today can attest. Those who do not believe that Latin can be properly taught to children now cite the fact that Latin far outlasted the Roman Empire in its own worth. Those who do not believe that Latin can be properly learnt today attribute its fading into obscurity to its lack of practicality in a more advanced world. Latin evolved, adapted, and spread beyond simply the vernacular of the Romans. It continued to be the language of the church, as well as the language of medieval universities and scholars. It served as the lingua franca, or the common language, binding together intellectuals all over the world for ages. Vulgar or speaking Latin is the Latin we universally understand to have faded from the world today. With the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the people of the European regions gradually stopped speaking Latin and slowly grew accustomed to the Romance languages, the ones we know today as Italian, Romanian, Portuguese, French, and many others. But most significantly to us, and most relevantly, we can trace the decline in widespread Latin instruction to the general progressive educational reforms that took place in late 20th century America. Although many believe that Latin's extinction invalidates it, I argue that it can and should be taught to early elementary students in Christian classical schools to a speaking level before English, because it can mature a child's mind. There are many effective teaching methods available today, and it grants a key to wisdom and morality from the past. Today, pedagogies like Dr. Melinda Letz's active language learning demonstrate bountiful success in teaching kids to proficiency in Latin. According to Letz's explanation of this method's effect at Jesus College of Oxford University, it noticeably speeds up the process of language acquisition. For those who already know Greek and/or Latin, it offers a route to real fluency, and it's also, for students and tutors alike, enormously enjoyable. Indeed, Latin, I understand, is a tough language both to learn and to teach, and this is seen in its complex grammar rules, unusual word orders, and its infamous declensions and conjugations. But it should be understood that in children's formative years, it actually better benefits them to take such a challenging course. because they develop positive thinking habits. Such habits are patterned and compartmentalized thinking and mental discipline. According to the National Association for the Education of Young Children, children's agency and motivation can be stimulated by engaging them in challenging yet achievable tasks that build on their interests. This is the key to unlocking a child's ability to think in Latin. Moreover, the study of the classics necessarily involves the study of morality. Classics professor Tracy Lee Simmons asserts that the classics seek to amend the self before amending the world around. The classics elevate humans to a greater form and understanding of themselves, allowing them to also advance in the way they interact with the world and others. That is to say, though Latin is not a language of the Bible, it is the language in which much church history is documented. Thus, in learning Latin, one is able to become both more spiritually confident and more educated in the church history and theology from the likes of St. Jerome and Thomas Aquinas. Since growth in knowledge can result in the fortification and progression of faith, all Christian denominations should seek to learn these things. From the beginning, children were taught through the humanities how best to be more human. Thus, though difficult, it is a worthwhile task to bring to Latin new breath in modern times. Latin can still achieve its humanizing today through its expression of truth in clear and beautiful ways. To go from survival to flourishing, we must avail ourselves of everything Latin provides, its practical benefits, its ancient wisdom, and its Christian, theological, and moral value. Let us look forward to applying pedagogies conducive to Latin speaking, reading, and writing fluency. We must arm our children with this essential of Christian classical education to reach per aspera ad astra, through hardships to the stars. Thank you.